So I'm Jewel Casselman. I'm the 2023 recipient of the Teacher of the Year Award for MusiCounts. And right now I am a music educator who is retired, but really not retired. Because I think once you're a music educator, you're always a music educator. So I've been retired for a year, but have done lots of subbing in schools. And I'm on my third term this year that I have been doing. So did a short one in November, teaching in music at a school in my division. And then I just started one in May and continuing another school right now. So, and it's lots of fun. I've been presenting at workshops. I've taken on a new conducting position with our River Cities Town Barbershop Chorus. So I'm just keeping myself very busy. Education started when I was young with music, just private lessons. But throughout my career, I think what I've noticed, and especially most recently, is how music just always helps kids. It is so beneficial for them. Those kids that are struggling can come to the music room and feel comfortable and they can express themselves. And it's a place where it's a safe place to be. And I learn so much from my kids at school when I'm teaching. I have all the understanding of all the theory and stuff like that, but they'll throw something at me that throws me into a big curve and go, wow, I didn't know that. And or they'll bring up an artist that they like that I've never heard of. And I just love that aspect of teaching and how an impact that it has on me. It's a huge part of my life. I mean, you never stop being a teacher. I have a little granddaughter now. I'll be able to teach her music things and I sing with her all the time. And so it just comes around full circle. And those kids that I've taught over the years, I've met them out for dinner, out at the mall, older kids, and they'll say, I'm still doing music. I still like to play music. Or I remember we went to the Winnipeg Symphony Orchestra and we played with them, or when we did this activity and stuff. So I think it's just a powerful way of teaching is through music. I think it's making sure that all the kids have access to music. You're such big advocates for that inclusivity of everything, that it's just all part and parcel of MusiCounts, that you're making sure that there's access to instruments and access to good programming across Canada. Because governments don't get it, that it's, if you're gonna cut something, they often cut the arts because they don't think that they're as important as the reading and the writing and the arithmetic, or mathematics they say now. It's all part and parcel of that. The music does teach math. It does teach language. It teaches history. It teaches social studies. It teaches everything. And we just have to be such strong advocates for keeping and maintaining good quality programs. MusiCounts is going to make sure as many kids as possible have that exposure into good quality music education. May Selwood in Brandon, Manitoba, who I took violin lessons with for years. Mrs. Hannah, who I did piano lessons from grade 6 on. I grew up in rural Manitoba, in Nipawin, Manitoba, and that's kind of where I spent from grade 3 right through to grade 11. So we didn't even have an education music program in the elementary school. We started in band. And so I did join band. I joined in the second year. I didn't join the first year. One memory that sticks out of my mind is we used to have something in Nipawin called the Nipawin Festival of the Arts, and it ran in the summertime. So it was during July or August, and you would go for 2 weeks, and I usually signed up for the music one, and you'd go in and you'd do composing and writing and creating, and you could learn to play a new instrument. I learned to play French horn and saxophone, and I got to try clarinet, and I was a flute player in band, but I got to try a whole bunch of different instruments. And some of the composing, we had Victor Davies do a composing unit with us, and he's like a famous Canadian composer, and he reached out to me after I won the Juno and said, I don't know if you were, I just want to say congratulations. I remember you as a kid when you were like 12 years old writing your pieces of music for violin and writing for quartets and stuff, and I still have those pieces of music. I know when I started band, I was a bit of a brat, I guess you could say. I didn't do the first year, and I went to the band teacher and said, I want to join band. And he said, Mr. Good said, well, you can't join band. You haven't taken any band. I said, but I read music. I know and understand rhythm. I buy all my music from you in Brandon. And in June, he said, well, what do you want to play? And I said, I want to play flute. So he gave me a flute and he gave me a book, and I was like 12. And he said, okay, you can play this song in this second book. In September, you can join band. And you're thinking, a 12-year-old wanting to do that. And I went home and I practiced till I practically passed out from trying to play the flute. And in September, I could play that piece of music, and he was blown away. He just went, okay, I'm holding up my end of the bargain. You can join band. And I didn't want to do the first year. I didn't want to play Mary Had a Little Lamb. I wanted to go when they were actually playing music. And so that would be another person, Ted Good, and Brian Bailey would be my other ones from there for being in the choir. First of all, when we got the grant for my school, because my school instruments were about 45 years old, and they last a long time. Good quality Orff instruments last a long time. And we got our grant in 2014. It happened to be that the juniors were in Winnipeg. And so MusiCounts reached out to me, and we performed at the gala luncheon on the Friday. And I took a group of my students, I think I had like 35, 40 students there. And we went and performed for this huge luncheon with all these big name people across Canada who were musicians. That was very impactful for my kids too. They were so excited. Being nominated the Teacher of the Year, huge impact on me. I still have people now, like a year and a half later, coming up and congratulating me because they just haven't run into me or haven't seen me. One of the kids came to me today and said, are you famous? And I go, well, not really famous like a movie star, but I am kind of famous. If you Google my name, a lot comes up under my name when you Google my name. MusiCounts people are super friendly and super amazing to work with. I've been a donor for a long time, and every penny counts. You think, oh, well, you know, even $10 a month, 1,000 people do $10 a month. That's a lot of money coming into MusiCounts to help other students be able to do it. So I love being able to donate to it, and it's just part of who I am. Yes, I know that little amount comes off every month, and it's like nothing. It's really not very much at all. So I just think people should really support it because you're an amazing organization, an amazing charity, and you do so much for music across Canada. And music needs to be in every kid's life. We just have to keep hammering at our governments to keep the arts alive.